in my capacity as General Chair for next year, it is my pleasure to actually invite you to LCN 2025. You already know that it will take place in Sydney next year. And yeah, it's a very special LCN actually. It's an anniversary. It's like the 50th iteration, which is amazing if you think about that. So yeah, as one of my first tasks, I assembled a strong organizing committee. One of the persons you probably already know is Kanchana. He will be the program chair of next year's iteration. And you will also see some new faces, of course, but also some familiar faces. So yeah, I count on the support of the organizing committee, and we will compile a very interesting program as well, and organize a nice conference for all of you. We're also counting on the input and the support by the steering committee, which already or is always available for us to advise and to support, which is great to have. So yeah, and that leads to a preliminary call for papers that you will also find at the registration desk and around. So please feel free to grab one and prepare your papers for submission. It's a good time to start now. You probably got a lot of input, so use that and start writing. You can expect a deadline around of April, as usual for LCN, April next year, and then submit your papers and come to Sydney. This will be great, I guess. And to convince you that Sydney, if you aren't already convinced, is a great place to be, I hand over to Kanchana, who will give you the introduction. He will do that for Salil, who is our local chair and unfortunately cannot be here this year. He tried really hard, but unfortunately life gives you always some excuse. So yeah, Kanchana will do the introduction, and with that I hand over.
Thanks, Florian, and it's my pleasure and also PC chair in my hometown. And so Salil prepared this nice slide deck to motivate you. So I'm doing this on behalf of him. And if you go back in history, there were a couple of times that LCN was in Sydney in 2005 and then in 2013. And then we were actually getting ready to host a nice conference in 2020, but in very last moment we couldn't do it. And then we all went virtual, right? And now we're back in 2025. So I would like to share a couple of fast memories. You might recognize some of these people around. I can see very young Kim here. And so those are nice memories. I was probably in the college those days. So that's from 2005 and 2013. I attended that conference as a student though. And then you still see some of the faces here, Niels. And so we would like to continue that next year. And I hear a lot of talks about that Australia is down under, corner of the map. But we would like to see, world is here. There is no corner. We would like to see, it's the center of the map, right? So you can reach to any place in the world, though. So we have direct flights from many, many countries, okay? And especially from North America, for example, you can go from the other side of the world, right? With the direct flight. So we a very well connected country, city, and then there are frequent flights from all major cities. So look, some of them are not direct, let's say, from here, but look at the number. We have 359 in direct flights per week. So It's a transport hub in a way, so you don't need to worry, just get on a plane and then you will be there, right? And it also welcomes many nationalities, okay? So Australia welcomed me, now I call Australia a home, right? So wherever you are from, you will find, your type of, colleagues, communities in Australia. It's a multicultural city. And then to travel there, many of you may find it's easy to get visas and others. So there is no worries from that end as well, okay? So if you, especially let's say, if we have many Asian colleagues, so then, okay, it's very easy to come to Sydney. And then the Sydney airport is not far away from the Sydney city. Okay, you can see the Sydney city further away from the airport. From here, we have, let's say, an underground train station underneath the Sydney airport. So you can take a train, taxi, car, whatever the transport that you want these days. So it's very well connected to the city. And then our conference venue is actually quite central in the Sydney city, very close to all the touristic destinations in the Sydney Central Hotel. So you can see in the map in the left-hand side, you can walk there in 6 minutes from Sydney Central train station, okay? So that's good as well. And then we have 2 local universities. So I'm from University of Sydney, and then our colleague Salil, who will be the local arrangement chair, he's from University of New South Wales. So, and then we do have 3 other universities around, very close as well. So the UTS is also within walking distance from the conference hotel. And so there will be an academic community. You can go and talk to the other people, give talks, and try and get engaged as much as you can with the academic community there. And then I'm going to predict the weather for next October. I'm sure that it's going to be very accurate. But it is a very nice time of the year. Okay, in Sydney, it will be spring, okay? And it's completely opposite from here. But Sydney is probably the most sunny city in Australia, okay? Compared to Melbourne, for example, you will see like all 4 seasons in the same day, like quite rainy, but we have sun every day, even in winter, okay? So therefore predictions could be easy, but the temperature is roughly around 20 during that period of the year, okay? So you will enjoy the weather, that I can guarantee. And then you have seen all these nice pictures about Sydney Opera House, which is within the walking distance from Sydney. And then you can climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge if you are really want another level of excitement. And you have seen probably koala bears, okay? And it is not a bear though, it is a koala. And you can go and experience them. There are different types of zoos as well. So we have, very nice beaches, even within very close to Sydney. We have Bondi Beach and Manly Beach. And then there are many other things that you can go and visit. Okay, all of these things are actually within really 30 minutes of walk from Sydney, like from the conference hotel, all these ones that here. And then if you would like to step out from Sydney, and then there are many other further attractions that you can go. Okay, but don't just wait. If you just step further out, then you will see like Australian nature, wildlife, okay, which we have from rainforest to the deserts, okay. Although it's a country, it is a continent, so it's quite large, right? So you can experience many things. So if you go to Uluru, for example, do you know that the Australian native community, like Aboriginal tribe, they are the longest surviving tribe in the world, over 40,000 years. So they have rich culture and history there, which you can experience as well. All right, so with that, without taking much time, and then, yeah, so we are surrounded by sharks, okay? So if you want to experience a shark, and then crocodiles, so there are opportunities. But within our land mass, we probably don't have any predators. What you will experience is probably kangaroos. Okay. So that's also an option. And yeah, so this is another one. So so all these different native animals, plants, okay, nature is quite enjoyable in Sydney. Okay. And this one, I regrettably say that it would be hard to beat French food next year. Okay. Maybe we probably will not have a sit down dinner like that we had, sorry, sit down lunch like what we had here, but I am sure that we will serve that faster than 1.5 hours. Okay, that I can guarantee you. Okay, so you can immediately get back to your talks. But we do have some unique food like Vegemite, okay, Tim Tams and things like that, but you certainly can experience kangaroo meat as well. And so also I enjoy French here, but in Australia we do speak English, okay, most of them. But they do speak it in slightly different ways. Sometimes you might find it exciting and then enjoyable sometimes. Like when you heard like you were greeted by "Good day, mate." So then you will figure out, oh, it is still English though. But so this is just for your reference to see, oh yeah, it is slightly different. But you will enjoy it for sure. So with all of that, so I would like to show this nice video very at the end, and then hope you will enjoy the travel from here to Sydney. And I would like to see you all next year. Thanks everyone. See you all in Sydney.